tell the media on that side?
Yeah, it's like...
Okay.
She's ready to go, right? There's a plug-in team now?
You got to make your announcement?
I'm not sure. I don't think she knows.
I told her.
Okay, then.
I know how it is.
She knows. Have some.
Every meeting, I'm meeting people later, so it doesn't matter, but now I'm like, people will be out by 8. Yeah, no, but I was like, used to be that, like, you know, it was actually a time, but now it's like meetings are working on international side, and congressional side too. So, while I'm going to that meeting, it's like pretty much my home. Pretty regularly for the past 3 years, so I know your district there, so it's like, I know you guys are like right around every Washington, every state, but it's created this
all you guys.
Going into the new year, but if
I'm just turning your cross, David, from Michelle. Or if I'm not, give Michelle the message, I will call her back later this afternoon, okay? I cannot hear you, so there's one in time. Okay, bye. Let's get closer, let's work.
She's always figuring it out.
Listen very well. We are starting Tabasco sauce. It's good stuff. It's good. It's good hot sauce. I would say it's in my top 3. So it's a shirt we can all agree on, I think, here. I want to know what they think is so fascist. I want to. The chant is no KKK, no fascist USA. What's that? Sorry about that. Oh, sorry, I just want to get... Do you mind if I get the sign on the just the live stream? I just want to see. Do you mind if can I get a few questions or no? Okay.
Oh, shit. That's great. That is solid.
Destroy ICE, destroy the police. These are the signs you're seeing here. You know, I'm all for a good protest. Like I said, personally, to be 100% honest, I'm trying to get to the core of it now. I don't know exactly what the truth is about everything that's going on with the DACA, so I'm trying to get to the core of it. I don't have a clear stance, but look at this. Get the... To continue, I don't have a clear stance, but I think it's really aggressive that destroy the police. And I understand police are corrupt for sure, but destroy the police, you know, KKK, Nazi, this stuff is ridiculous to me. I really don't understand it. I definitely understand the opposition. I understand being passionate, but these ties to, you know, immediately going to Nazi, KKK, and all this stuff is just so aggressive. I'm going to get back in there. I really want to get an answer from people because no one's really been able to answer that question, and that's my most... that's the one I really want to get because I can agree with them on a lot of things. You know, these are my brothers and sisters, but the fact that they're trying to paint everyone as a KKK, like if you don't agree with me, if your border policies or your immigration policies differ than mine, you're instantly in the KKK. I think it's a little ridiculous personally, but we'll get to the core. What's up, brother? I'm doing a live stream. Do you mind if I ask a few questions? Or? No, not at all? No. Okay, so I know what everyone's doing here, obviously. The one thing that because I'm trying to learn about it as well. Yeah. Do you think, like, you see the sign, America? Like, there's a lot of fascism, KKK signs. Do you think it's a little bit of a stretch, or you think it's 100% justified? Do you think it's out of control?
The KKK and...
Just, going from, border security, the DACA, which clearly everyone here is opposed to then saying, it's America's now the KKK, Trump is a fascist. Do you think that's a stretch, or do you think it's justified? And then why so? Just...
a label is very easy to put on.
Totally.
But it's also very easy to avoid.
Totally.
When an administration continues to do things that prosecutes people, that keeps on labeling people as other, that keeps destroying human dignity, and that says that certain people are above others. It follows the things and the beliefs of those groups.
Do you think, because, you know, I'm a little bit on the fence. I didn't vote for him, but I do think a lot of the backlash, to be honest, is a little, like, when it comes to border security or the travel ban, I don't know the right answer, but it seems like instead of having a discussion, everyone jumps right to that, where every country has some, every country has some sort of security, and, you know, as far as, it's a controversial subject, but do you think that a rational discussion is had, or do you think that it's just gone too far?
It's gone too far. History is a good example. First, you label people as others.
Totally.
And then when you label people as others, you take away their rights.
Totally.
And then from there, you begin to get rid of them.
What do you think about, because I supported Bernie Sanders, and now I'm just kind of in the fence. I see them labeling all conservatives as neo-Nazis and white supremacists like here, and then they're even grouping in a lot of progressives who support Bernie Sanders or Jill Stein. Some people see that Trump's doing that, and then a lot of people think that it's going the other way. What do you think about that? Do you think one is right and wrong, or you think it's just perspective?
There's no such thing as right and wrong in these situations. There are things and ideas that we're fighting and that we keep on fighting. One person may say that I am pro this, I am against that. Yeah. But what talks at the end of the day is the policies that they pursue and the things that they try to create. And in terms of what is wrong, persecuting people, no matter who the hell they are.
Totally.
And that's why I said it's easy to put a label on somebody than to actually work and hash out the details of things.
Okay.
And that's what we need to get doing.
All right. Thank you for your time, brother.
Totally.
God bless. So, it's a good little talk there, because, you know, I do see, I'm going to get away from the noise real quick. From both sides, I see the, you know, that group there believes they're being persecuted and grouped in, but, you know, coming from a side where I'm just trying to get a fair, balanced analysis going, I see the exact same with people like me, news analysts, progressives, conservatives. I feel like they're being grouped together as well, and it's a very strange place that we're at in America right now, where seemingly half the country feels like conservatives and Donald Trump are Nazis, and then half the country feels like people like...
I think somebody asked what group this is. There are two groups mainly here. It's Casa, which is a, Latino pro-immigration group, and then United We Dream. There are also some Korean American groups here as well. Yeah, they do have a permit. This is being organized as early as last week. So this is all coordinated with police, like a lot of protests in DC usually are. There have been no arrests or anything. So again, there's the ICE building. Earlier, you can see some people looking out of their office windows. There are a few guards at the doors just kind of minding their own business. No pressure, no tension or anything.
democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Show them what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Show them what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Now show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show them what
You see the guy on the right throwing a bottle of water in a crowd. It's really hot out here.
Show them what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. What?
Yeah, well, different protests every day. That's DC for you. That's just part of life here. You good?
That came out.
Yeah. If I could afford it, like
I know.
in a couple of years, maybe, right?
What I'm saying is the following. Please check our website, www.wearecasa.org. Check our Facebook. Check our information because we are going to keep this fight. We are going to go to Congress and we are going to win this. So I just want to say, we will win because we are together. Because the history is with us. So we are going to win this. So please keep informed. We are going to share all of that information to you, and I hope that you are going to join us in the next action that is going to be in Congress. Again, thank you all of you for being here. ¿Se puede? ¡Se puede! ¡Se puede! ¡Se puede! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Thank you very much for joining us.
So yeah, they were here a while. Basically, however long they've been streaming for. All right, so I'm going to cut it now. I'll keep you guys updated. As always, follow me on Twitter and Periscope at @LAQueech News. I do think there's something else going on today related to Daca sometime in the afternoon, so I'll keep an eye on whatever's going on. All right, thanks for following along, guys.
Side, what you're looking at is the Oregon side there, and the red sun falling in North Portland, Kenton. kind of unbelievable. You just take it all in. Yeah, Alicia, good point. If you breathing problems, if you have breathing problems, stay inside because it's not healthy. In fact, they say some parts are unhealthy to be outside in general.
Yeah, even for super healthy people.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
And that video we showed you was Archer Mountain on the Washington side. I'm not sure how far the fire is from Multnomah Falls. I'm not sure. I've been on the Washington side all morning, but I know it's on our website, our KGW website. So do you guys know the answer to that? I just know the lodge is safe, so. Alicia, my asthma is horrible. I'm so sorry. It's awful. Here's a shot of us here. Here's looking over on the Washington side, just for some perspective. So SR14 is right over here. It is open for cars, but not big trucks. So SR14 is open for cars. And I don't know about you, but I can't see, it's hard to see anything past that line of trees. It's all smoke. I think Rod said it was supposed to be sunny out today. Sunny and 100, but now with the smoke, it's a lot cooler. Erica, want to come out and take pictures? Is there a safe spot that you recommend to take a picture? Erica, the fire or? I mean, this is a pretty cool spot if you want to take pictures from right here. We're just North Bonneville, just a little bit past it, I guess.
Yeah, just, oh, there's a sea lion right down there.
Oh, where?
Come straight up this way. Right there, see if you can zoom in there.
We see a sea lion. Oh!
Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah, let's see if I can see him again. There, we saw a sea lion. Oh no, where did he go?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Right there.
There he is!
Yeah, there you go. He's checking things out.
He's checking out.
I think
Hopefully,
there's a couple of them. They're
so
coming up for air,
lions.
and I'm not sure how good it is, but they're coming up for air every once in a while.
Oh.
There's another one right down there. It's like they're
oh
moving.
my goodness!
They're moving west. They're evacuating as well.
The sea lions are evacuating. Oh, good eye.
Well, it's almost a little difficult to see them in it because it's that hazy out here.
No, I haven't seen a squirrel. I know, right? I see a sea lion and I get excited.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of birds and now a couple of sea lions, so.
Yeah, you wonder about the wildlife. Well, first, I love animals and I see the hills on fire and I think, oh my gosh, like what about the animals,
yeah.
you know? They've got to be, that's got to be just bad for all of them.
It is kind of actually interesting that we, on our way out this morning, we didn't see a lot of them coming down Highway 14. Just saw traffic, that was about it.
Cheryl, what is happening at Multnomah Falls? So they have a lot of fire crews surrounding Multnomah Falls and the lodge. I don't know if they're foaming the lodge. I don't think that they are this time. I think that they're just spraying it.
They're on standby.
They're on standby. Yeah, Robin says, don't drive on, yeah, SR14. The sheriff's office is saying try to stay off of it if you can. And the wind is really picking up again here.
live on Portland Today.
So if you guys want to turn on KGW, Portland Today is going to be on at 11, and this is how we get to you live on Portland Today. There's this little pack here, a little behind the scenes action. Any word on what evacuation might look like for Troutdale, Fairview? I know we have several crews over there, but I don't know. I can't tell you. I wish I could. I check our website for that. Thanks, Amanda. Be safe out there. So the wind is really picking up all of a sudden. Woo! I hang on to my hat here. So 84 is still closed. Hang on to my hat. 84 is still closed. SR14 is open to cars, but not trucks. Yes, the fire is in Washington. It's jumped the river. It's on Archer Mountain. That's in the Washougal area, is how I can best describe where it is. Kind of right across the, if you know Oregon, if you've been to Horsetail Falls, if you go to Horsetail Falls, Archer Mountain is directly across the river from Horsetail Falls, from that area. It's not good when the wind picks up. I hope it dies down. Yeah, Gail, I'll have to talk to Rod Hill about that. Possibly little rain on Thursday. I hope we get some rain. They really need it. We really need it. And I hope there's no lightning, because that's what worries me, is when you hear about thunderstorms, you think lightning, and then you think more fire, and that's not what we need right now. So, a lot of questions about the person who started this fire. I think they're going to look later today to see what sort of charges, or if they're going to charge that person, how they're going to do that, the investigators. So. And the wind is picking up again. So Brittany, do you know where Archer Mountain is? There's a mountain called Archer Mountain. It's kind of by Hamilton Mountain almost, on the Washington side. That's what is on fire. So they've evacuated some folks around Archer Mountain. It's kind of in between Washougal and Skamania. That is a good question. I don't know if anything is being done about the power station. I'm standing right under it, so hopefully it's fine. So I-84 is closed on the Oregon side, both directions. SR14 here on the Washington side in the gorge is open to cars, just not semis. That's a good question. I don't know how this is going to affect the dam and power. I haven't heard anything about it. And it's going like normal today. See, it's chugging away. So, how fast is it spreading? I know it's at 4,800 acres right now. So I just wanted to show you a look over here at SR14, just so you guys can see. So now we're looking at the Washington, over here on the Washington side. And that's SR14. You can see some cars. This is the side road here to get to the parking lot. But percentage contained. As of this morning, they hadn't had any of it contained, so yeah, I don't think there's any of it contained. So where is everybody? Yeah, where is everybody at? So again, we're here by the Bonneville Dam on the Washington side. I'll probably have to let you guys go in a bit so we can get ready for Portland today. Sherry, my prayers go to all who live in the area, as well as all the help and first responders. Me too. I hope eventually it blows it out of here, because this is not good. The smoke. Perfect. Thanks, Heather. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it. Thanks for being down here. Thanks to Spock for here. If you remain in the roadway and refuse to utilize the sidewalk, you will be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct. This is the New York City Police. If you do so voluntarily, no charges will be placed against you. If you utilize the available sidewalk, if you do so voluntarily, no charges will be placed against you. If you remain in the roadway and refuse to utilize the sidewalk, you will be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct. This is the New York City Police Department.
You're still taking the rest of the 5 shifts. Since you have refused to disperse, you will be
placed under arrest on the charge of disorderly conduct. If you do not cooperate and accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle, or if you resist arrest, you may be charged with additional crimes. Since you have refused to disperse, you will be placed under arrest on the charge of disorderly conduct. If you do not cooperate and accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle, or if you resist arrest, you may be charged with additional crimes. Since you have refused to disperse,
this might take a while. Maybe that bus is for the arrests. Well, it doesn't look like there's anybody on it. Right? That's Trump Tower, everybody, in case you didn't realize. I'm not letting anybody in. See? Trump Tower.
charge of disorderly conduct. Do not cooperate and accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle, or if you resist arrest, you may be charged with additional crimes. Since you have refused to disperse, you will be placed under arrest on the charge of disorderly conduct. If you do not cooperate and accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle, or if you resist arrest, you may be charged with additional crimes. Since you have refused to disperse, you will be placed under arrest on the charge of disorderly conduct. If you do not cooperate and accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle, or if you resist arrest, you may be charged with disorderly conduct. If you do not cooperate and accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle, or if you resist arrest, you may be charged with additional crimes.
United will never be divided. 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 United will never be
arrested on charge of disorderly
Shut it down! Shut it down!
My phone's gonna die in a minute. I'll film until it dies.
Down, down. Up, up.
Down, down, deportation.
Up, up. Down, down.
Relocation, down, down with deportations. Up, up, relocation, down, down with deportations. Up, up, relocation, down, down with deportations.
She's been with the cops the entire time.
La misma porquería, la migra, la policía, 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 la misma porquería, la migra, la policía,
Joining me, Henry Gajon Live, and for all your support, thank you so much, and I'll be back.
Oh, look, they opened the intersection up.
I'm kicking in the doors for you guys, bro. I'm bringing them out here.
If you telling me you taught your ex how to
Sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians in New York City from the traffic ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you traffic, or unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic, or walk in the street or roadway, restricted this person and charged with disorderly conduct. A violation.
That was a pretty successful action. Shut down 5th Avenue for like an hour. Congratulations, everybody. And this is bullshit, this anti-Daca shit. This is the only home these people know. And we need to fight for them, because they're just as American as we are. If you want to talk about laws, tell it to the Native Americans.
Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Groups of pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk on the street or roadway, charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Groups of pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by all pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Groups of pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with a violation.
And I don't know how she's going to react.
This is the New York City Police Department.
I send videos to my friends, to my mom and my sister.
Pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Groups of pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Groups of pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Groups of pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Groups of pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Or walk in the street or roadway, you may be placed under arrest and charged with disorderly conduct, a violation of New York State penal law. This is the New York City Police Department. Please be advised that pedestrians are not permitted to walk in the street or roadway. Pedestrians are also prohibited from obstructing sidewalks. Pedestrians utilizing the sidewalk must ensure that sufficient space is available for use by other pedestrians. If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic or walk in the street or roadway,
Get their names and call. When you get the first chance, just give us a call.
She's a little 500-600-pound girl. Then he renews it again. He has 4 years left. Then still not doing it. When he's back to being an illegal immigrant, what's he going to do then? You know? He's scared shitless. You can't live life. I mean, you don't have a license. You don't have social. You can't live life like that. Scared every 5 seconds.
It's like the 60s every day. Always want what you can there. I go to the pass out.
My guy, if you see me say
Right there. When he stopped, that's it. Put on the brake. He's going go. The person you're hoping is blocking his traffic, right? So he goes down the line. He's not hitting every person, right? Okay. Another inspector comes by from DCU. He says, with the chief of the police, whatever the cops that we're home to. He goes, yes, you see that truck that's standing right there? This is on the AO. He said, yeah. The reason why these people, are being on those is because let's have this truck right here. He goes, yeah, I didn't get the collars here. I got to talk to them. Our line was. That's totally different, right? So, again, I told him, yo, my dude. Is that what he's telling me the truck?
$2 million jobs have been created since he came into office, and every single day we're looking for more ways to grow that number. And so we're doing our part to address and create an environment that allows people to have more jobs, and we're going to continue doing that. Kristen.
Thanks. The president vowed to treat dreamers with, quote, great heart. How is this move treating them with great heart?
I think by allowing an orderly process to take place. There's a lot of people that I've seen attacking the president for not showing the level of compassion that they feel like he should. To me, the most heartless thing that I've seen all day today is that Democrats like Nancy Pelosi are using this decision today for fundraising while the president's trying to fix this situation. They are politicizing an issue instead of actually doing their job. If they would spend less time fundraising and more time focusing on solutions, we wouldn't even be in this problem in the first place.
On the president's decision, where all of this stems from, Dreamers, supporters of Dreamers say this is cold-hearted. You're leaving the future of 800,000 people uncertain, up in the air. What's your message to them?
It's not cold-hearted for the president to uphold the law. We are a nation of law and order. And the day that we start to ignore the fact that we are that, then we throw away everything that gives these people a reason to want to come to our country. If we stop becoming the country that we were envisioned to be, then we throw away what makes us special, which makes America unique. This president's not willing to do that. The previous administration was. This one isn't. But we want to have real solutions. We want to have laws that address these problems, but it's Congress's job to legislate, not the president's. And we actually want to uphold the Constitution, and I think people across this country should be celebrating the fact that they have a president that is standing up and upholding the Constitution as he was elected to do. Margaret?
I'd like to ask you about North Korea, but quickly on Daca. Is the president committed to honoring the will of Congress, essentially whatever Congress passes on Daca, or does he reserve the right to veto a Daca fix if he feels that it doesn't kind of holistically do what you're talking about, a bigger picture thing that touches on some of these?
As I've said, we want responsible immigration reform, and that would be part of that package and part of that process.
On the North Korea, if I could just ask. Vladimir Putin has said that he doesn't believe that sanctions are going to work at all against North Korea, and I'm wondering whether the president himself is coming around to that perspective, or whether he still believes sanctions can be effective, and if he has any plans that he could share with us to talk with the Chinese president or the Russian president himself.
Look, we've been clear about what our priorities are, that now is not the time for us to spend a lot of time focused on talking with North Korea, but putting all measures of pressure that we can, and we're going to continue through that process. We've also said that everybody, including Russia, including China, need to do more to address the threat. This is a global threat, and everybody needs to take part in putting pressure on North Korea. And as we've said many times before, both Secretary Mattis and the President, that all options are on the table, and we're going to continue to keep them on the table until we get the results that we're looking for.
Sarah, the President has said that the Daca recipients should rest easy. He's also said on several occasions that he loves them. Is he giving them his personal assurance that at the end of 6 months they will not be deported?
I think he is giving Congress the ability to
need to now go and pick up all of the trash that's on our streets, so that they don't become flying projectiles if, in fact, we take a hit from Hurricane Irma. For information on county services, please visit www.miamidade.gov and visit the county's social media handles at Miami-Dade County on Twitter and Miami-Dade County on Facebook. 311 is always a resource, but please know they do.
And unquestioned, why in this case does he feel he can't do anything by himself and he has to turn it over to Congress?
That was a specific statute within the Constitution that allows the president to take action to protect Americans. These are two very different things, and certainly not apples to apples. John Gizzi.
Thank you, Sarah. Two questions on Daca.
Two-question Tuesday.
Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach, a close ally of the president's, denounced the decision because of the 6-month delay in it and said there should be no phase out, it should have been implemented immediately. What's your response to that criticism from a strong supporter and ally of the president?
I think our response is pretty clear. The president made a decision, and we feel very much that it was the right one.
The other thing is that you talk about 4 million jobs that could go to other people. Has the president ever discussed this part of Daca with some of the leaders of organized labor to try to involve them in the process? President Trumka of the AFL-CIO, President Hoffa of the Teamsters, and others that they work with.
I'm not sure about specific conversations on that exact figure, but I do know that he has had conversations with individuals and relevant stakeholders in this process on both sides that know that that is an issue, whether DACA existed or not, the fact that there are 4 million people in this age group that are unemployed, and certainly why creating a better job market is a priority for the administration. Francesca.
Thank you, Sarah. I wanted to follow up on what Jim asked. I don't know that we heard back here the rest of your answer. You said that the reason that Attorney General Jeff Sessions put out the earlier statement on camera was because it was a legal argument. But a lot of what we've been talking about in here is a legislative argument. Why have we not heard from the President directly on this today, and can we expect to hear from him later today on this?
You have heard directly from the President. He issued a pretty lengthy statement directly from the President.
Why was it Attorney General Jeff Sessions that went on camera when the President hasn't went on camera to make this case today about what a big heart he has and how compassionate he is and how he wants Congress to take legislative action on this to essentially save DACA?
The President's spoken about this numerous times in the past, but at the same time, this was a legal issue because there was a court decision that had to be made with a timeline not placed that the administration created, but a timeline that was created by the attorney generals in those states that were forcing this issue and this decision to take place by today. It was a legal decision, and that would fall to the attorney general, and that's why he would be the one making the announcement. Peter.
Enrollees in the DACA program?
I believe he has had several conversations with enrollees and those that have been part of the program.
Tell us anything about that and what context and what have you got out of those conversations?
Look, again, I think that the President's goal was to talk to a lot of people on both sides of the issue and, one, do what it takes to uphold the law, uphold the Constitution, but also allow Congress to create a permanent solution and fix the problem, which he's done by allowing for that 6-month period.
Conversations recently as part of this recent deliberation?
Again, I'm not sure on the exact timeline, but I know he has had many conversations with people on both sides of this issue. Certainly people that support keeping it as is and those that support getting rid of it. Right. Again, like I said, I know had conversations with people that have been part of the program. Catherine?
You said the President wrestled with this decision all weekend. Can you walk us through any of the process he went through to get to this? When did he make the decision? Was he consulted with? Sort of how this came about?
Yeah, he made the final decision over the weekend, and as I said, he spoke to many relevant stakeholders and individuals that support a variety of positions on this program.
Can you tell us anything about the meeting today, Big Six? What are you expecting out of that? Anything you're hoping to get out of that?
We'll continue to keep you guys posted. I think the ultimate goal is, as Congress is coming back into session, to talk about some of the big priorities, certainly tax reform, immigration reform, among many other things that are going to be on the agenda for the fall. Noah? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
The President...
I'll go here and then I'll come back to you.
The President's basically told Congress to do this, but he hasn't written any legislation similar to how he approached...
I didn't know it was the President's job to write out specific details of legislation. I think that's
other presidents
exactly
with
what
their major initiatives have taken a greater role in helping to craft that legislation. They found friendly allies in Congress to actually be the ones to propose it. But this President has not. Why has he made that shift? And does he think is he reconsidering it in light of the fact that some of the other major pushes he's tried to make have not been successful?
We've laid out detailed principles, and we have worked with members of Congress on specific pieces of legislation, and we'll continue to do that.
Quick international question. The situation in Myanmar is quickly escalating into a major humanitarian crisis. Has the President been briefed on the situation in Myanmar? And if so, is he planning to speak to any of the leaders in the upcoming meetings about this situation?
I know this is something that we're monitoring closely, but I'm not aware of any specific conversations that are planned at this time. But as always, in calls like that, we will keep you guys posted and put a readout after. Cecilia?
The President says that Dreamers won't be a priority for enforcement, but that's not a guarantee of protection. Is this White House willing to offer one?
Those are certainly, again, they're not a targeted priority, but the goal here is that Congress actually fixes the problem, and then that isn't an issue. And so that's the focus over the next 6 months, is making sure that something takes place, that Congress does their job, and a real solution is implemented.
But is there way to put this in writing so that these 800,000 people who are very fearful of ending up in a country that they don't know have some guarantee that in fact they won't be deported in 6 months?
I think that the statement that the president put out earlier today lays out what the priorities are and lays out what the focus of the administration is, and that if they are not targets, they are certainly not priority targets of this administration. They weren't before and they won't be now. And again, Congress has 6 months, which is a pretty long time to get something done, and we hope they do, and there's a solution in that so that this isn't a problem moving forward.
I was wondering, you mentioned that the president had spoken over the weekend or in recent days to various stakeholders. We had talked to the Attorney General's office in Texas, and they had said they did not get a heads up or any, nobody conferring with them about this. Did you all talk to the 10 states, and are you positive that they are not suing?
I know that various members of the administration have been in contact with individuals in those states. I'm going to wrap here, but I have one note to. I have one thing I'd like to just add. The president will be announcing the donations that he will be personally making to the various charities, and thank you to those of you that have submitted. We had several people put in submissions, and he'll be doing that tomorrow. And again, I know there were a lot of questions over the weekend. That will be a personal donation of $1 million from the president to various organizations and charities, many of which came from this room. So thank you again for that. Hope you have a good day.
Was the Daca decision a Christian decision, Sarah?
Does the president